And I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but I have the feeling that after the software update on my LG CX, the picture looks different, better. And I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Why should LG actually improve the picture quality on an over 2-year-old TV? And I fully agree with you. There's no point to do it because the picture quality was already or is still very, very good on the LG CX. But I still have the feeling that after the firmware update, software update, something happened to my picture. And of course, I have an idea what maybe happened to my display. Actually, I have 3 ideas. First of all, first idea is maybe there was really an improvement in terms of picture quality on the LG CX for whatever reason. And now the picture looks a little bit more, you have more depth in my opinion, and it looks more 3D. That's what I think. But again, hear me out. That's my idea number 1. Idea number 2 is maybe there was no improvement at all, and just because there was a firmware update, now I'm expecting something different, and it's just some sort of a placebo effect. Okay? And theory number 3, or maybe idea number 3 is maybe because of all my testing what I'm doing with Kalman and calibration and changing settings and whatsoever, maybe the update corrected something in terms of settings or set something back to factory settings, and now I have my picture back as it was as always. So maybe there's no improvement at all, but maybe I messed it up with some sort of wrong settings, and because of the firmware update, maybe it was set back to factory settings. But I would say let's just stick to the facts and let's talk about the recent firmware update 044010 on the LG CX. So always, as always, keep in mind that I'm here in Australia and I'm not quite sure if you are going to receive the exact same firmware number. You may receive the same bug fixes, but maybe your firmware number is a complete different one, okay? Keep this in mind. So the only thing what I was able to find on Reddit, by the way, are those change logs here. And as soon I read something about Dolby Vision gaming, I did, of course, a little bit more investigation. And the first thing what I checked on the Xbox is this screen here, the 4K TV detail screen. And I can tell you there's no difference to the previous firmware on the OLED TV. What we have on the other hand, since a couple of weeks, months already, we don't have all the green boxes ticked anymore, because at some point there was an update on the Xbox Series, and since then we have an exclamation mark, and this is just really a warning. It will warn us that if we're using Dolby Vision on the TV, we may experience increased input lag. But again, this is just a warning. Because we have a Dolby Vision gaming mode on the LG CX, there is no increased input lag when you play Dolby Vision games. And of course, I verified that there is really no increasement in terms of input lag when you play Dolby Vision games, as you can see here. And the only game what supports native Dolby Vision on the Xbox Series is Halo Infinite. And what I can tell you is, this is just as always. I can't see any problem. Dolby Vision gaming, just perfect. Let's talk about some measurements. And I measured on this 10% window over 700 candela maximum peak brightness on my LG CX after calibration. So that means without a D65 calibration, I would most likely hit 800 candela on this window, and therefore there's no problem with this firmware update. And also in games like Cyberpunk, the maximum peak brightness is still very, very high. My favorite object actually in Cyberpunk is this lamp in this bathroom, and I measured with Dolby Vision and HDR10 after the firmware update over 650 candela. And again, please keep in mind, this is also after calibration. So without a calibration, the peak brightness would be much higher. But what about the apps like YouTube? Is there any issue after the firmware update? Not as far as I can see. All the apps what I'm using, like Netflix, YouTube Stan and Disney Plus, are working as they should be. But we shouldn't expect any problem after firmware update with apps, to be very honest. But we had this in the past. Netflix was a pain in the ass for a couple of weeks after they fixed it somehow. But I can tell you, Netflix right now, as far as I can tell, there's no problem anymore. The only thing what I can't test right now is EARC, the Enhanced Audio Return Channel, because this TV is just a little bit too far away from my receiver and it's a pain in the ass to get the HDMI cable out there. Anyway, when this TV was over there and I used the audio return channel in combination with my Pioneer receiver, there was no problem, but this was with the old firmware, okay? So I can't verify this right now, but do me the favor, put in the comment section if you experience any issue after the update. Okay, I think I covered everything, not everything, but I think the essentials or the most important things. But please do me a favor, just because it's working on my TV, that doesn't mean if you're going to update the firmware or any software, or you do any software update on any appliance, that doesn't mean it will work exactly the same, okay? So there can be so many issues, okay? I will just warn you, okay? On my LG CX 65-inch, bought in Australia, there's no problem so far, and I really, wow, this picture quality is really amazing. And maybe, I have no idea what happened really, but maybe I need to put this over there again, you know, as my main screen. Anyway, I'm really impressed with the picture quality. Still, it is a 2-year-old TV. It is still one of the best TVs I have ever seen in my life. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video. I say thank you very much for watching me. Please do me a big favor, like, share and subscribe, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.